Hello, good morning. It's High Priestess Jamila. Um, I wanted to come and talk about something that I thought was kind of funny and kind of strange. Um, so I've kind of been, well, yesterday I was busy all day yesterday, all day. I've been hella busy making these bottles and jars and stuff, my planetary alchemy jars, which I actually have a patent pending on them. I'll talk about that later. And I definitely ain't getting involved with what has been going down lately. Have nothing to do with it. Although I did hear somebody say that they took somebody had pooped on my mother's picture or something. Good morning, Red Spirit. Trust me, my mother's not worried about that. Okay. So I literally have nothing to say about that. Literally. Hey sis, how are you? I literally have nothing to say about that. Absolutely nothing. Um, I wanted to talk about something that I kind of noticed though that was interesting. So I'm trying to figure out if people are just doing whatever it takes to get attention, right? I don't know. I don't do things for that reason. I kind of do things that make sense. I think it does. Like if I have to trap a spirit or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But here's what I wanted to say. So there's a girl on here that apparently she had gotten swatted, and I really think that the police is getting ready to do something about all of that. I really do. I'm glad I've never swatted anybody. You know what I mean? Uh sure, Red Spirit 17. Let me get this out though. And I was kind of skimming through one of the people's shows, and she had called her mother apparently. Now, call me crazy cuz everybody already does. When she called her mother to talk about it, this is what was very interesting to me. Is that it was no reaction to it. If my daughter called me and said that to me, I would be inquiring about why, who, and who are these folks that you are involved with? And perhaps you shouldn't be involved with them. Perhaps you need to not do that. Um, it's called parenting, you know, and I think that's a real problem. If my children were involved, like actually involved, like wanting to be involved in something like what's happening with that group, I would do something about it. I would make sure that my child is not involved. But when this girl called her mother, she didn't say nothing. It was almost like it was normalized. Like, how do you how are you aware of your child who has your grandchild is involved with an online group of people where stuff like that is going down, and you have nothing to say. Because, when I'm in my 70s or 80s, God willing, and if my children got involved with something like that, I would say something. I would say something to them. And if those people kept pursuing my child, I would do something about it legally. I would do something about it legally. I would hire a private investigator and I would have everybody investigated. And I would be online with my child saying, hey, my child ain't involved with this. Move on. I wouldn't be sitting there just not saying nothing. That's what I peeped about that. Like, like I don't care about all of the other silly stuff. But that just stood out for me. Like, it's called being a parent as a mother. Like, as a mother, I have been very, very vocal and loud and clear about my disinterest of being involved with that situation. I've said it so many times. People still want to involve me. Okay. And just when you think that they're not involving you, they come back and they still continuously involve you with it. They're always trying to say your name, or they're trying to, it just is like they never stop. Right. But if I knew my child was involved with something like that, how can you, if I got a phone call from my daughter or my son telling me that somebody has swatted their house, I would, first of all, I would be shocked. I would have something to say. I would be advising my child to not be involved, to walk away. None of that was said, I don't think. None of that was said. It's like there was no guidance at all that was given. I would be like, what? And who? They did what to you? Mm, you need to not be involved with that. Don't respond to them people. Let them know you cursing them. Let them know that you're defending yourself, but you need to get away from that. How do you know that your child is involved with something like that and you have nothing to say about it? Because I know I'd have something to say. I'm a grown woman and I don't even want to be involved. Like, just because you grown don't mean that you making the right decisions. You know what I'm saying? So I just found that to be interesting, that the mother had nothing to say about it. Absolutely nothing, as if it was normal. And at any time these people could just stop. At any time they could just say, "You know what? I'm going to walk away from you, you walk away from me." And that's just what it is, but they don't stop. And if it was my child, I would make them stop. I'd be like, no, you're not going to be involved with no mess like that. How can you do that? Why is it, why was it almost normal? What kind of parent are you when you're not advising your child correctly? That's all I'm saying. Because, I'm absolutely still in shock. And early on with that situation, a lot of these people claim that they had spoken to my mother, but I know for a fact that my mother, Sherry Briscoe, had no intention on those people still harassing her daughter 10 years later. Like, she had moved on with her life. I did put up a picture video in her honor of her last house that she bought, that she passed away in. My mother had moved on with her life. So, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, this is what was happening then, but then what about what's happening now? Why would the same thing be happening now? Why would it, and who is condoning this? Who's, and why can't these adults just let bygones be bygones and walk the hell away from? I know that I'm not codependent. I don't need to argue with nobody online to live my life unless they come on here and they lie on me. And y'all know that older lady had came on here and lied on me back last March. And that's when I had something to say, because she lied and did some other stuff. Why is this normalized to these people? An entire war? I watch social media all day. I see people making house organization vlogs, refrigerator organization vlogs, ASMR videos, cooking videos. What is that? What is that, and why that was disturbing? Because it was like no response, complete emptiness. I'd be like, I'm on my way. Or you come over here to me. Come over here to me. Because this is getting dangerous. And you're done with that. I wouldn't care how old my child was. You're done with that. Don't respond to them people no more. Don't talk to them people no more. And that's what I mean. And that's it. Yeah, you're right, Red Spirit. But you know what? I have like my own theories about that. I personally, just looking at the world, I feel like most people are under possession. They have like literally no awareness or even understanding of what it is that they are doing, because that just doesn't make any sense. But I know if I'm sitting here waiting on this lady to go, what happened? Wait a minute. You still talking to those people? Hold up. They did what? Okay, it's okay. That's it. And then I would have something to say to them. I'd be like, hey, listen, you're gonna leave my child alone. Even though, oh girl, brings a lot of that on herself, right? Like she's full-fledged in it. Like I'm talking about roasting kids and just, oh, it's god awful. It's god awful. That, and I said that. It's almost like she knows about it, but she doesn't care. What are you doing, waiting for something to happen to your child? That's crazy to me. That's absolutely crazy to me. No way. No way. Even if I was old and my child was in their 30s and 40s, I'd be like, mm-mm. I'd be like, mm-mm. Yeah, well, and here's the thing. I think that when I realized, Ashley, the depth of the depravity, when you realize that these people that nothing is sacred, that's when I said, yeah, I was like, I got to take a step back. Like this is crazy. And my house has been swatted, just to let you guys know, like over 50 times. It was with CPS, same thing. And I don't want the smoke. I have a healthy heart. I don't need to be jolted. I don't need a shock. I don't need stimulation. Okay. I'm already stimulated enough. But yeah, like that part was just strange to me, and it was very disturbing. It was very disturbing. And I'm wondering if she talks to her mother about it, and does her mother tell her, "Hey, you know that that's not normal?" But maybe it is normal. Maybe it is normal. The whole thing has been weird to me. The whole thing has just been weird. So I'm just like, wow. Like, I just couldn't imagine knowing, like, surely you would understand that you don't have to live that way. And then also you can do something different. You don't have to do those things in social media. Like, you can find something else to do other than doing that. I don't get it, because I would shut it down. And but if the mamas behind the scenes, they gotta know something's up. I know that for me, whenever it's anything going on with my children, I can feel it. It makes me nauseous. I can feel like I got morning sickness again. And then I'll call them and surely something going on. So, you have to question the mothers of the people in that group. I'm questioning the mothers as well, because you have to know about this. But do you know that maybe one conversation, maybe if you talk to your child and say, no, don't do that, that's not good for you, that maybe it will change everything. It could possibly have a positive butterfly effect on your children's lives. Anyway, that was just weird to me. Okay. It was just weird to me. Clearly, if somebody swats your house, I would never even think about doing something like that, you know. But that would be a time. And see, that group, they kind of confuse it, you know they kind of confuse it when somebody actually doesn't want to be involved, and they say, hey, I don't want to be involved with you people, and here's why. That's why I try to pull back and say, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just not going to say anything. But then sometimes you do have to say something, because there was actually photographs of me that people shouldn't have actually saw. Well, they were photoshopped, but yeah, that part. That's crazy. I know that I would be very concerned. I'm concerned about my children. That's why I'm going back to KC soon. I'm getting ready to relocate very soon. So, and I just couldn't imagine. And then to make the online experience about that, when all of them could make a better choice. Why do they just stay wrapped up in that? Like even some of the people that are in that group that have an issue with me, like when I see them still holding a grudge against something that they facilitated, like, you do realize what you did, right? It's shocking. Like, wow, you're still tripping off of me, because we can, Red Spear. That's exactly what I'm about to do. I ain't about to let them. That's not gonna. Them people ain't gonna change my life at all. I know they would like to. Yeah. No, I'm not trying to one EQ. I'm not trying to, but I wanted to point that out. I wanted to point that out as to what the problem is, right? That is the problem. You can't just watch your child do stuff and not say anything to them. That's my point. You can't know something is going on like that and say nothing. That's all I'm saying. I definitely, because I think, oh girl, I'm not concerned about her at all, because I think just recently she, I was listening to her. Spirit always tells me when I need to listen to somebody too. She said that she apparently wiped her butt with my mother's picture or something. I talked to my ancestors. My mother ain't tripping off of that. And so I'm not concerned about her. I'm pointing out how weird that is. That's wild. And I'm wondering if any of their mothers has anything to say. Like any of them, did they ever have anything to say? Grown men, like 40 and 50-year-old men, stalking me online. That's why I always, when I get angry about the stuff that they're doing, I always bring up their mama. Because I'm willing to guess. My sentiments on it is that that is the problem, that they mamas don't say nothing, that they hear what their sons are doing, they know what their sons are doing, but they say nothing. Parenting doesn't stop just after a child turns 18. You're still a parent to a grown child. So that's why I always got something negative to say about their mama. Cause I'm like, what the hell was your mama doing? Your mama had to it been aware of what you're doing or know something about it, but she don't say nothing to her. Like, how do you? I don't even have that kind of relationship with my kids. I can talk to my kids about anything. Hey, if I saw my sons or my daughters doing something like that, I'd be like, nah, cut it, cut, and exit stage left. That's over. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. And my child would listen to me, no matter how old they are. So that's why I went off on somebody's mama. I didn't go and you know what? I'm not gonna apologize for it. I already have, so I shouldn't have to keep apologizing. Because maybe I shouldn't have did that. Whatever I felt that I needed to do, I could have did it in private. I didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? But that's the direct issue, and that's why I always make the point. Hey, listen, bro, my child is not on here harassing you at all, and never will be. Never will be. So, and you can tell just like probably none of their mothers have anything to say. Even when the mothers are living with the grown children and the police is knocking at the door and it's like, what's going on? And oh, I'll handle it, mom. I'd be the I'd be like, I'd be like, oh hell no. Do that like that's my sentiments on like what the hell is going on here? Yeah. Oh yeah, Red Spirit. I'm not even gonna say anything about that. No. And no, I don't think that she was delivering me karma. Because they'll say, that's called manufactured karma. I think she was trying to get back at me for some things that I had said and done. But I'm not the one that initially started harassing that dude. And I had something to say about his mom because he keeps doing things to me, things that I don't deserve nor welcome. Like, I didn't even know this guy, and he's online. At the time, his mother was alive and was around him a lot. So, how do you? I don't care how, and my sons can be in their 30s or in their 40s. If I see them doing some off putting behavior, I'm going to have something to say about it, and they're going to stop. It's not that I have control over my kids. That has nothing to do with it. I'm going to sit down and have a long conversation with them. Hey, listen, you go and look, you don't have nothing else better to do online than that. What are you doing? The world is your oyster. Why would you be out there doing crazy, crazy, stupid stuff like that instead of doing something you can be proud of? or something that's going to make you some money or something that's going to get you somewhere in life. I would be fussing at my child and I would change it. And I'd be like that parent that showed, because, and you know what? I always showed up. I always showed up for my kids. When my children, my three older children, were in school, I was constantly up at the school. That's just the type of parent that I am. Even though I homeschool my son now, because I know how it is. I raised three children in the public school system, so I know how it is. I was up at that school fussing all the time. I would have been online like, hey, this is so and so's mother. You're going to walk away, and my grown child is going to walk away, and this ain't going to happen no more. And if my child disrespected you, I apologize. I don't know why my kid did that. I raised my kid better than this. I'm assuming that your mama raised you better than that. Because I wasn't raised to deal with no crap like that. My mama didn't even want me watching BET when I was younger. She would not let, she was like, I don't want you to listen to all that rap music and stuff. My mom didn't like that kind of stuff. So, right. Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm not gonna like, it's not like I don't feel like we're doing show and tell on here. It's been some pretty serious things that have been happening online. And so whatever it is that I do in response to it, I'm just gonna keep it to myself from here on out. Okay. Whatever I'm gonna do about it, I don't need to announce it. That's all I'm saying. So, but yeah, I did. I'm actually sitting here right now. I'm actually sitting here right now. Hold on. I got two of them sitting right in front of me right now. There's grandma and there's my great grandpa. So, I've actually spoken to my ancestors about, not just about that, but I asked them briefly and we spoke about a lot of different things. I spoke to them about a lot of stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of strange and weird, and it's just like, and I don't know, man. That's just kind of bizarre to me. And I don't know if anybody else even peeped that out or tripped off of it, but it's kind of like, was she raised to do that? Is that the environment? And that's why when I get upset about certain things that are being said about me or done, or the harassment, that's why I always say, y'all mamas is messed up. I always say that, like, someone like who raised you? And just to hear the mother not really give a response at all. That right there was very telling. And it's normalized for them, it's normal for them, like, come to YouTube and somehow find trouble. How the hell do you find trouble on YouTube? It's some YouTubers, literally, there's tons of videos about YouTubers getting stalked and murdered, even. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna happen to me, in mine, but it's, and so for you to just be looking for trouble, what's going on there? So that's all I was saying. I just wanted to point that out. I ain't even talking about nobody mama, but I already said it. I already said what I said about the situation, and something is weird and bizarre about that. Because I would never. I would, as a woman, just as a woman, not even as a mom, as a woman, I'm sitting there like, what is this? Is this how they communicate? Or is this like this how they socialize? Is this a social thing? Because I'm not seeing it as a social thing. That's why I always say that I'm not trying to network in that group at all. Like, in fact, they messed up my network by falsely flagging me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, and they were falsely flagging this channel, and it wasn't even no flaggable material. They couldn't flag this channel. So what they did was they started flagging some of my videos where I'm talking about healing as medical misinformation. Like, it's like, wow, like, who hurt you? Right? It ain't supposed to, like, how do you have a war like that and then nobody's saying anything, and then there's even older women involved with that group and they are participating in it, like they doing ding dong dash and stuff, and they just been like, what is this? Like, I'm gonna tell y'all something. This lady right here, she raised me. She hates this picture, by the way. She's like, if you don't print out a better picture of me, lady, and I am going to. In fact, I'm gonna do it today. It'll be in black and white though, because I don't have any color ink. I just have black. But it'll still be pretty because So I'm gonna get a different picture frame and everything for my grandma. But it just, like, I never forget years ago. I never forget years ago. My uncle's wife had gotten into it with my uncle, and some stuff went down. I'm not gonna say. And they were arguing at my grandmother's house. And my uncle's wife got on the phone, called her brothers, and said, grab your guns and bring them to 1428. My grandma stood up and she said, no, you will not bring nobody to my house with no guns. She said, you and him need to go. Ain't nobody coming over here with no guns. And did nobody come over there with no guns? So, you can pretty much tell the way I was raised, the fact that my grandma didn't say, oh, I'm about to get my gun too. Yeah, let's have a shootout. Like, no, no, there's not gonna be a shootout. There's not gonna be any guns. What y'all gonna do is take y'all asses home, and I'm getting ready to go in here and lay down in my bed. And that's just what that is. Like I just couldn't imagine, like, what in the world is it? Like, no, what is this? Okay. My grandmother, yeah, she was an Aquarius. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. She's an Aquarius. She was very much into astrology and, all of that stuff. And, she was actually in the Eastern Star till she left. And my grandmother was actually a Christian, actually. So, that just, you know, and that's just what she chose. I personally wouldn't have made that choice, but, I just say, hey, she don't, yeah. Oh yeah, my grandma said no. She said you are not, and she didn't even have to yell. She didn't yell. She kind of raised her voice and she said no. You. She said I da. My grandma used to do that. No, you not. You not gonna. Who you call to do what? And even though there was problems, and like my parents had their own problems that they kind of dealt with silently, you know. So a couple of times my father whooped my butt for getting smart with him. My house, when I grew up, when I was with my parents, both of my parents, it was always quiet. Wasn't no bunch of who shot John and somebody arguing and fighting and somebody pulling up. And no, I've never experienced that, and I don't want to. And I don't want to. I don't want any excitement. I just, and my grandmother's house was the same way. The only time we got noisy was 4th of July. Or, we'd be outside drinking and having a barbecue and stuff. Because my grandmother had a huge backyard. And she had honeysuckles growing in her backyard too. My grandmother's house is still amazing, still in the family, to her house is still in the family. She had a basketball court out there and everything. We be out there barbecuing and stuff. People knew not to come over to my grandma's house with no ruckus, because if they did, my grandmother would just put them out. She would just She'd be like, "Oh, well, baby, you got to go." I don't want all this stuff at my house. I don't do this kind of stuff. My grandmother was the same way. So that's the environment I'm used to. Yes, there was times when my uncles would get drunk and argue with each other, and they get loud and be arguing over something that, but it wasn't no, yeah, nigga, come on, we're gonna go outside and kill each other. Come on, come on. No, no. I even had a little fight with my aunt. One time, but it wasn't like, crash and burn and fuck, forget your good sense. And it just no, like you know what I'm saying. So it wasn't like, you know right, we would, either watch movies, and or either play cards and stuff. And people knew not to get too loud because they knew they get put the hell up out of there. My grandma put you you ain't got to go home, but you got to go because you being too loud in my house. Because people, when they got that kind of energy in them, they stirring up spirits. And my grandmother, she had her own little witchy ways and stuff. Like, I didn't, realize what she was doing. Like, she would put faux flowers around every mirror in her house. And, she would meditate with her hourglasses and stuff. And she would have these different kinds of like hourglasses and yeah, it just and if she knew that we was out there doing something crazy. I never forget one night I had some extremely traumatizing stuff that happened to me. And I got home late. I told y'all about that, about the date grape that I went through. When I got home, my grandma met me at the door. She said, Shiny, she said, what are you doing coming in this late? And I didn't tell her about it. I said, I'll talk to you about it in the morning, Grandma. I said, I'm okay. And, she said, and she met me at the door. When I hit that door, she got up out of the bed and was standing right there. So they were always involved. Like, they were always looking out for us. If I left my grandmother's house, she would say, where are you going? Every time I walked out the door, whether or not I was walking up to the store, when I was younger, after I got older, yes, I did have cars. What, no matter how old I was, because me and my mom we had moved out when I think I was probably about like maybe 18, and I had a car by then. And she when but when I was like 13 or 14 and I would walk up to the stores and stuff, my grandmother would be like, where are you going? Every single time. She never missed it. And every time I walked out the house, she would ask me where I was going. And it wasn't funny to me either. It wasn't something that was strange to me. I didn't feel threatened. I didn't feel like my grandmother was intruding. I knew why she was asking me that, because she wanted to know where I was going, and just in case, you know what I'm saying, so she didn't have to worry about where I was at. She didn't have to worry about where I was at. That's why you need to know where your kids are going. It's just a kid, just walk out the house. Even as an adult, where you going? Like sometimes when we would be going out to the club after I got older and we had moved out, we stop over at grandma's house on Friday, and kind of just say what's up to everybody, show everybody our outfits or whatever. And she would always say, where are you going and what club you going to? And that it was never strange to us. I didn't think that my grandmother was being nosy, because she wants to know, that probably to give her a visual of where we was at, so she could look out for us. Oh, girl, I could tell you stories about the advice that my grandmother used to give me. She said, you got to tell these men. She said, Shiny, I always tell my men. Okay. And my grandmother was after she divorced my grandfather, she was with my step grandfather until the day she died. They was together for over 20 years. Okay. But she said it's three rules. She said, you buy me a dress if I want one. Don't say nothing to my kids, because I got my kids and these are not your children. And don't ever put your hands on me. And didn't nobody ever put their hands on my grandma. Okay. So, that's just what that was. You know what I'm saying? And like, she still looks out for me. even to this day. The next day after she passed on, she was all up in my astral. Like she literally came to me in a dream. So, and that's, that's love, you know what I'm saying? And, I can't wait till I get back home because I'm a visit her. I'm gonna visit her at the cemetery and stuff, I gotta get back. I gotta get back to my roots. I do, and people can say whatever they want to say about my hometown. Ain't nothing wrong with my hometown. I love my hometown. They can say whatever they want to say about it, but those are my roots. And all my family is buried there. You know what I'm saying? And so, people kind of probably feel some type of way, but honestly, like they protected me whether or not I'm here or there. They, they still, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't gonna make no difference where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I leave, certain people ain't probably gonna never hear from me again. Probably I'm probably gonna take a much needed break from social media. Absolutely taking a much needed break. You know what I'm saying? To where, I'm just, I'm still upload my little videos for the business or whatever, but other than that, just like just because we in social media does not mean that we have to, like, we're just forced to associate with whoever wants to be associated with us. I don't believe in that. I wasn't raised like that. Like I feel compelled to just be associated with folk. Like, no, I don't feel like I have to talk to anybody that I don't want to talk to. If I want to be involved with you, and if people got something to say about it, it's like, well, I don't know you and you don't know me, and it's just go on about your business, okay? You know. Mm-hmm. Never let him have less than $50 in your pocket. He's got to clean and he better have a hobby. Yeah, and my grandma used to always tell me, don't ever tell a man what another man did to you. Don't ever tell a man how much money you got or make. Always spend his money. You know what I'm saying? And that just, that's just, what that is. And don't ever give a man money either. She's a, unless he's your husband and y'all been together for a while, you know, then I guess that when it would be okay. But there's some of these men be dating women and they be like, can I borrow $50? Like, no, you can't borrow $50. Why not? Because you not my husband and I ain't giving you $50. Exactly. you know and my grandma was very wise. She fed not only her children that still lived with her, but also her grandchildren. And my grandmother was never on government assistance, and she fed all of us. She always owned her homes. You know what I'm saying? On my father's side of the family too, my big mama, they were years ago when I was like, I think I was like 18 or 19, but everybody went into an uproar over it. But they were telling me, they were like, well, if you want to move into, into Big Mother's house, you can, and just take over the mortgage. And everybody was in an uproar. You ain't ready for all of that. Yeah, no, don't do it. It was just like, oh God. But yeah. So that's just what that is. And I think with our generation, it was different because times had changed. Because we went into the baby daddy generation, you know what I'm saying? And but that don't mean that, because my grandma be looking out for my, she, because I got my great grandma too. And she was a witch, my great grandma. Okay. And she be looking out for my business. And so, and I think I've seen pictures of her and I kind of favor her a little bit. And they just they like, well, we ain't, we ain't poverty, what is that? You know what I'm saying? I didn't and the men that I chose to be with, because it was always an uproar, even though my family still loved my kids. They not gonna shun the kids like, oh, I don't like those kids because you had those kids by that man and that man had financial struggle. No, but they just was kind of like, oh, you having another baby for him. Okay. Did he get a job or something? And he was just gonna get me pregnant every year. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, well, I don't think that's a good idea, for you to hey, you gonna have another baby for this man and he ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? So that, that's what and then they definitely would never sit up here and ever assume that I'm just gonna be living in poverty and struggling for the rest of my life just because of that. They gonna always back me up when it comes to that. Like it don't matter if you had a child. Like I always tell women, listen, you may have had a child for a man that didn't have his financial stuff together. You get up and you do it. Okay, you do it. Okay, if you and the world might be mean to you or whatever, maybe. uh not really. The world is really not like that. You know what I'm saying? Only silly people in social media, but you just stick to your guns. And here nowadays, we got to have some airtight spiritual protection. Okay, got to have that airtight spiritual protection. Somebody, I did the satanic protection for somebody, and her husband got a tendency to be kind of scary acting. You know what I'm saying? To the point where, it's kind of like a fear of him hollering off and hitting her, but he be hitting himself instead. Oh, I don't believe in no man putting his hands on no woman. Don't you put your hands on no woman. So many women have gotten murdered by a man just smacking her. A man can just smack you in your face and kill you. Uh-uh. Women are too that we can be too physically fragile for that. You might pop a blood vessel or something. No, don't put your hands on no woman. That there's never any excuse. Walk away from her then. Walk away from her then. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. You know, is it yeah, he ain't never hit her, but he be hitting himself. he be you bet that boy, you bet not ever. Hmm. I don't believe in that mess. And the women in my family was like that. And my grandpa Nate, here's this picture of my great grandpa. I ain't never heard no stories about my grandpa hitting my great grandma. That put the hit me for what? Cause I always feel like I always feel like if a woman is fussing at a man, she got a damn good reason to, unless she cray cray. But usually men, if a woman is fussing at a man, you know, now I have seen some of these women, they just be, but there's still no excuse to hit a woman. Like, I don't, it just, I'm not a woman beater apologist. Now, I don't believe in a man just allowing a woman to beat on him or nothing either, but don't hit her back. Maybe possibly sit her down and say, "Hey, sit down. I'ma go. I'ma cool off. Either I'ma stay gone permanently because clearly we're not getting along." Don't hit no woman, but a woman shouldn't be hitting on no man either. Men will make you want to hit them, especially with the cheating and stuff. That's why I said just walk away. What the hell are you doing? Don't ruin your life for this one relationship. If a man is cheating on you, and you in love with him and you think you love him and you think it's his love, and you want to holler off and hit them, just don't just let that go, honey. Just keep it, keep it real cool and copacetic, okay? Just There's no need for all of that. Because men will purposely, you know, and I know men go through domestic violence too. I ain't denying that. Like, cause there's some women out here that, like, if they try to date my son, I'd be like, yeah, no. Okay. But I already can see my daughter-in-laws. I can see my son's wives. They gonna have good wives, and they wives are gonna really appreciate they mother-in-law, because I'm be the best mother-in-law in the world, because I'm not trying to run up my son's butt and see what's going on, and I'm not trying to, I'm not that kind of mother. It just, because some of these mothers are just like, now your son ain't gonna never have nobody long term, ain't nobody gonna stay with him, boo boo, nobody, because that would be mission impossible. Mm-mm. Right. Yeah. So I don't believe in that. And like I said, even though, I've seen men, um I've witnessed some things in my life, but only like, really, literally, when it comes to my ancestors, they only like men that have some kind of chivalry about themselves. And I ain't the type of person to fuss and cuss about nothing. If I fuss and cuss at a man, he gave me a reason, and I'm not gonna keep fussing and cussing at him and tearing myself down. I'm gonna walk away, because I don't do stuff like that. I'm actually a very, very peaceful person, and I like my peace. I don't like drama. Please don't bring no drama to me. I may say what I have to say, but and I don't feel bad for saying what I have to say, but at the end of the day, perhaps it's time to walk away from this situation, because this ain't gonna work. You know, yeah. Especially when you try to make it work and then it still don't work, and he just has a strong will to have a bunch of drama. Some people just like drama. I don't like drama. Can we sit down and have a decent conversation and talk it out without fighting and arguing? I don't like all that fighting and arguing. I really don't. And a lot of people probably think that I do, but I actually don't. I actually don't. I'm just on here making a point. I'm not trying to start nothing to open up no doors, because I know how to shut doors. So I had something to say and I said it, because it shouldn't be all this drama. Me being in social media doing what I'm doing, talking about spirits and stuff, talking about, and being a witch. Like, where does this come from? You know? Yeah, I agree, Red Spirit. I gotta have a submissive man. I can't. I'll be submissive too, but he gotta be, because like most women that are worth their salt, we're always right. You can't argue with a woman. You can't argue with me, because I know I'm right, because I just don't do stuff like that. I don't start no stuff. I don't cheat. I'm very loyal. What are you arguing with me about? Yeah, so y'all, I finally got it was running late, but it got here early this morning. My favorite shampoo and conditioner. So I'm getting ready to run in here, jump in the shower again. I love my hair loves this conditioner and shampoo. So I'm getting ready to get off of here and go and give my hair some much needed treatment, because my hair has been like, where's the Jamaican black castor oil conditioner? There's some good stuff. What they put in here? Aqua. Okay, alcohol. Yeah, that's a preservative. Stearamipropyl. Okay, dimethylamine. Okay, that's understandable. I don't want none. Okay, lactic acid. Okay, that's milk, ain't it? Uh, okay, there's a cone in here. That's fine with me. Ricinus communis, which is castor seed oil. So they got some castor seed oil in it. It's got fragrance. Some Simancia chinensis, which is jojoba seed oil. So it's got jojoba seed oil, avocado oil, and then it's got dimethicone in it twice. There's two different kinds of cones in it, which is fine with me. And then some preservatives. This looks like, yeah, you can't. Yeah, you got to have preservatives in these products, and it smells good too. So I'm getting ready to. No, this is by Sunny Isle. It's the same makers of Jamaican black castor oil, which this set was only $20, and it didn't have because the last set I got, they sent me a thing of castor oil, of black Jamaican black castor oil, but my hair loves this stuff. It might be the jojoba oil that my hair really likes, but I'm just because yeah, and like last night I needed to take a shower, and because my hair loves water, obviously. And so I use that kind of that El Cheapo conditioner from Dollar Tree just to kind of infuse some moisture in it. But I'm a shampoo it, and I'm about to get in there and shampoo it, and put this get that conditioner on there because my hair it just soaks it up. It loves it. And then my hair really likes that rice water lotion too, so I got to get some more of that stuff. My hair really responds well. Grapeseed oil it doesn't, but jojoba oil my hair really likes that, and I think that and then also castor oil my hair really likes that because um you know I'm not having breakage anymore, but I noticed that after I took those crochet braids out, it was shedding, and I got a little paranoid about that. Maybe I don't know. And yeah, it's normal for your hair to shed, and it wasn't like a big ball of shed hair. It was like a normal amount, but my hair was so dry. It was like dry to the point where I didn't even want to manipulate it. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll try some grapeseed oil again. But I like jojoba oil. And then what's that other glycerin? My hair kind of likes glycerin a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, get it, sis. Get it in. They got a set on there for 19.99 too. Are you talking about the Jamaican black castor oil shampoo and conditioner? They got I when I first started going through my natural hair journey years ago, I actually would use those shampoo bars and stuff, which I still would use those. Because I used to have y'all know I used to have a whole hair channel, and I'm thinking about starting a hair channel now. Like this would be a great time for me to start a natural hair channel. I think it probably would be refreshing. But years ago I had a natural hair channel. And I big chopped my hair. Um, you know, at first I still had perm pieces in it. The ends were still permed, and I big chopped it, and my hair really will my hair can get long, it's not. And I was thinking about doing locks, and my hair does not want to lock, and I don't want to force it. I don't think my hair is gonna lock. I have like my hair texture is literally like a cotton ball. Oh, sorry, I don't know how I ended up muted. Even though it's 4C, my hair is very tightly coiled, so I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna lock it. No, they're actually pretty good. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, because a lot of people, I have found that my hair, it reacts better when it's clean. It seems to grow faster. So, and normally shampoos will dry my hair out, but this is the only shampoo that does not, like the shampoo by itself is very hydrating. Like, it's amazing. It's got some of the same ingredients in it. It's got the castor seed oil in it. I don't think it has the jojoba oil in it, but it's still very, very moisturizing. This conditioner, I mean, I'm sorry, the shampoo is, but I'd say, because I like after I took those extensions out, I did realize that I had some of the shampoo left. And believe it or not, the shampoo moisturized my hair a whole lot, but it still just felt like my hair was like, mm-mm. Like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Okay. For real. So yeah. 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 And I got some swing time, y'all. I got some hang time too. You know what I'm saying? I got it up in two Afro puffs right now. But I got some hang time too, y'all. So mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, are they okay? Okay. Yeah. 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 So yeah, I've been taking better care of. It's not that I hadn't been taking care of, but just for some reason, I don't know why. It was literally like from, because there's actually a video of me when I lived over on Charter. My hair was growing like a weed, and then all of a sudden, for like 3 years, it just was like, I ain't growing. Like, really? So it was a trip. It's growing now. And I'm leaving my hair alone. I'm not putting no extensions in it. I'm not doing it. And this last time I put them extensions in it, I did not pre-wash that hair. And my hair didn't like that. Before I put any kind of hair weave in my head, like braid, because I only do braids. I don't do um the wigs anymore. Yeah. No. But before I put that hair in, I always take all of the packages out of the package. I run warm water in the sink and I put baking soda and apple cider vinegar and I soak it for like a few hours. Take it, hang it up, then it's ready to go in my head because there's chemicals in that stuff. So my hair kind of was just like, you didn't wash this hair for you, and it my hair knew it. It felt the difference, and so yeah. I think I may deep condition it a little bit too, kind of, which with this conditioner, all you really have to do to deep condition is put a plastic cap on your hair in the shower for like 5 minutes, and it's literally what it says: extreme hydrating conditioner. It literally is very hydrating. Yeah, I know, Red Spirit, and the pH balance of my hair was because it tangled more. And that's how you can tell when the pH balance of natural hair is off, because your hair ain't supposed to tangle, and it was knotting up and stuff too. Like, it was literally knotting up. And I was like, I was like, I'm not gonna comb it. I'm not gonna try to detangle it. I'm just gonna pull it into these ponytails to the side to put as less stress on it, or either I've been wearing it kind of down, you know what I'm saying? And just letting it go free. Them ponytail holders can be kind of constricting for the hair too. Yeah, but at least it's just doing it did normal shedding. I had a few broken pieces, but I just, yeah. So keratin is like a protein, right? I'm trying to think. Yeah, see, It's just it just for some reason it is shedding still, and that's probably because I did not detangle it though. That's why. But just to be on the safe side, I'm still gonna I'm gonna get some of that onion oil. Okay, I'm gonna get some of that next to stop excess shedding. But I think I'm just being paranoid, y'all. And it's good that I am being paranoid about it. That's actually a good thing. Sometimes paranoia can be good. Cause it just wants to shed. And it's not shedding every time, but it just, yeah. Yeah. Do y'all remember that product called porosity control? I was thinking about getting some of that too for my hair. But it's not technically like a natural hair product, but I could see where that porosity control would actually be very good for natural hair also. But I don't know. I don't too much trust people with my hair. I know that sounds bad, but I can imagine that somebody that's a natural hair specialist would kind of be able to give me some, tips on products or whatever to use. But do y'all remember Kimmy too? She actually, I'm thinking about making her conditioner. She hasn't been on here in a while. I think I'm gonna go sub to her. She hasn't been on here for a while, but she had grown her hair out like a lot, and I'm thinking about going over there to get my to get not my but to get the ingredients for her leave-in conditioner. So yeah, and see, my grandmother was a beautician, and they always said that my grandma had a green thumb because she grew everybody's hair out. She would sit there and look at my hair and be like, "Why are you doing that to your hair?" I'd be down in her salon and she come down there, "Why are you bleaching your hair?" Cause y'all, I went through my phase where I thought that I was salt and pepper. Remember the salt and pepper hairdo? I don't even have no pictures of myself from back then, but I used to wear my hair cut short and or either in like a bob, and my hair was like blonde. I would always dye my hair blonde. She'd be like, "How long you done left that on your head?" And my hair was so strong, it just went through all kinds of abuse. Oh Lord. Mm-mm. It's been so long since then. Mm-mm. All right, y'all. Y'all have good. Yeah, you know what? Y'all want me to start a natural hair channel? I think I'm gonna do that. I think it'll be a good thing to do, in addition to the other stuff. And that's how I actually started on YouTube. Was doing that. I mean, I'm always be on here doing my witchy stuff every day or whenever I come on here, but I think that'll be cool to, document, my hair growth because it's definitely growing. Cool, Ashley. I will. I will, sweetie. Yeah. I wouldn't mind having a silk press. I definitely wouldn't do that myself. I think if you go to a professional, you wouldn't necessarily have to worry about heat damage because, there's a reason why we don't like heat damage because we like our curly hair. You know what I mean? I like it curly like that. I think it's cute personally. So, you know. But all right, y'all, let me go. I gotta go. I'm about to go hop in here, hop in the shower. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a wonderful, beautiful day. Okay. All right. See y'all later. Love you. Bye.